Welcome to the day in the life of a theatre technician. Episode 1, maybe, possibly. I'm not sure if I'll do episodes, but anyway, here's episode 1. Also, I'm sorry it's all in portrait. This is meant to be for TikTok, but there was a lot of footage. LOL. There's our lovely theatre. Today I'm doing sound for a comedian, so the first thing I want to do is find out if they sent a rider ahead of time, sort of detailing what microphones they want, etc. So this is the big draw of all the events. There wasn't a rider, so time to head to the stage and switch on the lights, working lights, and then open up the iron, which is a big old safety curtain.
Iron going out.
You have to say iron going out in case there's people near it. There goes the iron. There's our beautiful auditorium. Open up the dock door. It's a squeaky bugger. And then it's time to head down to the sound store. So I'm just going to load up a dolly of equipment that I think they'll probably want. And hold on to your horses because we're going up to the amp. Don't worry, you're not the only thing getting turned on, because it's time to switch on the aircon because it gets very hot in this room when all the amps are on, and then slowly switch on the amps so we don't cause a big old power surge of them all turning on at the same time. These power and give sound to the various speakers throughout the auditorium. As you can see, they're labelled. And then to the fly floor. These are the 53 bars that go across the width of the stage, from which we hang various pieces of set, lighting, Marcy, etc. First we say hello to Andrew and Josh.
Hello.
This big curtain at the back is called the split blacks, and we're just going to move them onto a bar closer to the front of the stage, just because a comedian doesn't need the whole depth of our massive stage. Not sure if anyone's going to find this interesting, so I'll try and be reasonably quick. Basically, a theatre fly system works by having the bars that go across the width of the stage, and then you hang whatever you need from that bar, and then that's attached to ropes and a pulley system, and on the other end of that is a cradle in which you put however many weights you want, and that acts as a counterweight, with the idea being that you want to put the same amount of weights so it's equal weight, or as close as it can be to whatever you have on the bar, and that way it can be moved up and down without too much trouble. The split blacks have weights along the bottom, and overall the total weight on the bar is about 142 kilograms, so the cradle will currently have about 142 kilograms worth of bricks in it. But when we lower it in and it touches the floor starts taking the weight from the bar, so it becomes cradle heavy, and it's unbalanced. So what I do here is take off the brake, lower in the bar so the cradle is at my height, and then take out 2.5 bricks from the cradle so it's now bar heavy, which means when I let go there, it starts riding in by itself because it's bar heavy, hits the deck, and then it starts getting heavier and heavier and heavier on the cradle side, so I have to put all my body weight in, because when it starts getting close to the deck, it's pretty much all cradle, which is about 108 kilos left in it. So it looks really silly because all those handles are in the way. And I'm sticking a clip on it so it doesn't go anywhere, because it's going to be very unbalanced. Bring in bar 26, which is where they want to move the split blacks to. So that's now at the floor level, the bar. Stick the brake on, stick a clip on because I'm going to add weight to that bar.
Wave, Josh.
That's Andrew and Josh moving the split blacks. Then up to level 6, which is the loading gallery. Now, this is the grid. That's the top. You can see we're quite high up from here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all the way out now from the bar that the split blacks were on, one brick at a time, each brick being 13.5 kilograms. I'm not sure why. I think it's something to do with when they were converted from pounds. And I'm moving it into the cradle of bar 26, where they're currently putting the split blacks. And once that's all done, head back down to level 3, and you can see they've made progress.
Thanks.
Bar 43 is all mine because they've taken it off, so I can get rid of that clip now.
Mind your chins. Bar 43 going out.
Mind your chins. And then take that all the way back out to the grid. Brake back on. Then it's time to bring in the tormentors. That's that hard masking at the front. Followed by the 3 sets of legs, which are the narrow curtains either side of the stage. Now next is to take back up the bar with the split blacks on. As you can see, it moves by itself because it's cradle heavy while it's on the floor, and then as it lifts off the floor, it gets super heavy. Now this is a lot heavier than it's supposed to be, so something was wrong here.
Can you help from down below?
So I asked Andrew to help, and he jumps on the freaking rope.
Other way.
he jumped on it. I barely managed to hold it, and then we managed to get it back up. So the cradle's at my level, so I can put the bricks back in, put it on the brakes.
Is that why it got heavier?
Is that why it got heavier? I'll show you why in a second. Put the weights back in, and it turns out it got caught on one of the legs, so I had the weight of the legs on it as well. So it was extra heavy, and that's why I couldn't lift it. So I got rid of that extra leg that was hanging on. Now I've just lowered in the split blacks to floor level and mark it just in case. Setting up a mic stand. Those are the legs that you could see. That's a stage box that I'm just plugging in so I can access it from the mixing desk, and setting up the wireless mic receivers. But then Andrew tells me he's seen an email saying the customer wants a wired microphone, so we just plug that in. Don't ask me how I film this bit, and then we leave the slack next to the microphone because comedians like to walk around.
Can't get it in.
Struggling there. Switching mic for the offstage announcement so they can just turn it on and off themselves, and then we head to the control room where the mixing desk is.
Oh, connection.
That's Josh. Hello, Josh.
Hello, Josh.
And there she is. Yamaha CL5. Oh! Open the window so I can kind of hear. Load my preset, which has everything how I like it. And then we play a song from my soundcheck playlist. The soundcheck playlist is basically songs that are recorded really well, have a good dynamic range and a good range of all the frequencies, and songs that I've listened to a lot, so I know how they should sound on any PA. And then we walk around, make sure everything sounds okay. These are the delays on circle 2, just so everyone up there can hear properly. Those are speakers up in that bridge. Those are the delays in the circle 1. They're also in the stall, so everyone under those balconies can hear. And you basically try and make sure everything sounds as it should. There's a big subwoofer. Make sure these front fills are on and working and sounding as they should. They fill in the gaps if people can't hear the main speakers. Now, this is the tour manager. Just doing a quick sound check, just a very quick one of the main mic and the offstage mic. Then he wanted to do a few rehearsals for the walk-on with all the lighting and all the sound as it would be for the show. He said he wanted it super loud. That was that look that I gave Josh. And then we're all ready to go, so we start playing the house music, and then Andrew hands over the house to front of house, who can start letting customers in. Show went up about 20 minutes late or so, but he got there in the end. There's a comedian. You can see I haven't done any EQ at the start, just so I can get a feel for it. A little bit of EQing. Interval, there's the iron that you saw before. We have to drop it in just to show customers that there is an iron. And then here comes the second half. I'm on the comms there just so Andrew can give us the go-ahead when the comedian's ready. Turn up the music as he's walking on, and then fade it off as he gets to the microphone. Yeah. Bit more EQing as I've figured out how he holds the microphone. And then we're done. And we shut down. Turn all the amps off. Job done. Goodbye, theatre. Goodbye, customers, Bentley. Cheers.